This is Darthswoody here with the Goomba, and we're about to kick off our morning with, he's playing some Madden, I'm doing some Battlefield 2042, and we're going to talk about some basketball playoffs coming up here soon. We were just talking about who we think is going to win out of Cleveland Cavaliers and the Atlanta Hawks tonight.
So, getting back to that real quick, if Atlanta stays hot like they did and are, they're a dangerous team as an 8 seed. Like, they could be a 1. They did it last year. I mean,
I could see them beating Miami.
Time. They got hot at the right time last year, and then they won a playoff series, and then they take somebody else to 6 in the second round. Like, so they're a dangerous team because of Trae Young. Like, yeah. That kid is the fucking truth. I'm also cleaning my bomb, so.
Alright, so you got Atlanta going up against Miami. Who do you got out of Atlanta and Miami?
Ooh. Miami's been good all year, but again, if Atlanta's hot, they're dangerous. Like,
I don't feel like Miami has like a dominant scorer like Trae Young. Like Tyler Hero will come out there and he'll give you 20 points or 25 every now and then. Jimmy Butler will give you 20 or 25, but he's not consistently doing it is the thing.
But yeah, no, Jimmy Butler's a defensive presence. Even Bam's not going to get you 30 points a game.
No.
Like, they get it done by committee more or less. While Atlanta's got good pieces. It's not like it's just Trae Young and then a bunch of fucking dudes.
I think that they're missing one more strong wing or shooting guard.
Yeah, if they can get one more all-star caliber, not even all-star player, just all-star caliber player, because their center and power forward, Collison and
John Collins and Pella.
And fucking yeah, both those kids could be all-star players, like down in the next couple of years.
Well, no, they're solid pieces as your what do they call it, your front court or whatever, or your back court. I don't who's your front court.
Your front court, yeah.
But that's what I was saying is like their wings though are weak. Like Bogdan Bogdanovic, like he can get you some points, but he's streaky.
But he's not.
Gallinari's the same way. He's old and he's not as good as he used to be.
Shit. And he's a 3-point specialist.
Well, and those guys will come out and they'll give you like 10 or 15 or something like that. Every now and then they'll give you a 20-pointer, but if Bogdan was more consistent, then they'd be a serious team. I mean, you can't sleep on them, but they'd be much more of a scary team if they had that extra firepower.
Right. You can't sleep on because of Trae Young.
Right. Yeah, because he can come out and drop 50 on you by himself.
Dude, yeah, easily. And hit from everywhere on the fucking court. And he hits those game winners like it's nothing. It's like, dude, what the fuck?
I still think Lillard and Steph Curry are more ice than Ice Dre.
Okay, but Dame and Curry have been in the league a lot longer. Dame is his closing ability is nuts.
I'm excited for next year if the front office makes some fucking legitimate fucking moves and like pursues like legitimate players. I keep getting concerned though because I hear rumors about us pursuing Jeremy Grant, which he's a great addition to the team, but he's not the problem. He's not going to solve the problem. Like,
no, you guys need to really try to make a play for
Ayton and Bradley Beal. Like I've heard, I think Zara said that Bradley Beal basically just came out and said I'm going to Philly next year. I haven't seen that article or I haven't seen that quote. So I still, as a Blazer fan, I'm always hopeful. Like I'm hopeful that he'll consider coming to play with us if we can get Ayton. If we can't get Ayton, then I understand not coming to Portland. Like, but we need to pick up a solid big man, and we need to pick up another solid wing or shooting guard to play with Dame, or we're nothing.
Yeah, especially in the West where you gotta play against the Warriors. When the Clippers are healthy, they're still a dangerous team. Kawhi and Paul George. The Lakers are a dumpster fire. I'm not worried about them.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with them next year.
The Nuggets, like, when healthy, fuck. Jamal Murray and Jokic, that's a dangerous duo as well.
I was hoping Aaron Gordon would thrive a little bit better in Denver, but he's stayed at the same mediocrity level. Like, he's a great dunker, but I don't think he's improved anywhere else in his game.
No, and that's the whole issue with Aaron Gordon. Is like when he played for the Magic.
Are you watching the stream?
No, I actually
Okay.
I just got back. I just finished cleaning my bong.
Well, welcome to the stream. Whoever joined up, if you haven't subscribed already, go hit that like and subscribe button. We're just sitting here talking about the playoffs and putting our predictions out there in the world while I roll a blunt. So, pardon the gameplay being paused right now. Who do you got out of Philly and Toronto?
Oh, I take Philadelphia. Oh, it's Jersey. What up, Jersey?
What up,
No, I
Jersey?
take.
Party's
I
open
take.
if you want to join in and get in on this NBA talk. I don't know if you know anything about basketball.
But no, I take Philly over.
Or Toronto?
Yeah,
Toronto's
Toronto's
deeper.
good. Mm, I
And
don't think
James
they
has
had
been
it out.
streaky as fuck. I didn't note it, but this morning I was
Yeah, but
watching some
it's
highlights. That bro's been averaging
it's Embiid.
30% from the field.
Yeah, but it's Embiid that is the biggest vocal point. Can they stop him?
Yeah, but the, Embiid is the focal point, and he's going to be the main scorer. But it all depends on Harden and how he performs, in my opinion. Just because Embiid is going to come to the game and he's going to perform the same way all the time. Like this whole year, he's done nothing but the same type of play the entire time. Harden has been the streakiest, and like a lot of the NBA commentators are saying, like he's got it. He's the one that has to prove himself in the playoffs because he's never proved himself in the playoffs yet. If that makes sense. So I personally think it's Harden is the determining factor on how well he plays, but
See, again,
it's a hard fucking choice, man. I get it.
I just don't think Toronto's going to be able to do anything. I just don't see them being able to beat Milwaukee in the best of 7.
I don't know. Fred Van Vliet can put up points. Gary Trent Jr. can put up points, and so can Siakam. Like those are three guys that they can lock up Gary Trent with Tyrese Maxey or somebody like that. Matisse Thybulle, and then that's another thing that Matisse Thybulle is not going to be in the playoffs for at least 2 of their games. And he's like their main wing defender guy. Like he's not like a really offensive threat necessarily, but he's definitely a wing scorer. So
Shit.
I don't know, man. That one. I'm gonna root for Philly just because like I'm a fan of Embiid and I want him to get his. And I'm a fan of big men in general. Like Shaq's one of my favorite players of all time, just because of how fucking dominant and beastly they are in the game. And don't get me wrong, fucking guards are fun too with passing and all that shit like that. But like, I don't know, there's something about like watching Shaq just fucking manhandle other guys, and you're just like, fucking beast.
Yeah, but we also grew up in a different era of fucking basketball.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up when Jordan played.
I sent you an invite there, Jersey, so it's out there in the world.
It's somewhere there. And then the 3 and the 6 are what? Milwaukee, Chicago.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee's gonna go 5-1.
I think they'll go 6. Honestly,
4-2.
4-2. Yeah, I don't. As much as as big of a Bulls fan as I am, we just can't stop Giannis. Like
Yeah.
Vucevic is not gonna be able to stop Giannis.
Nope,
I
not even
don't
close.
give a fuck. Not even close. Like,
You got Middleton
yeah,
that can match up against DeRozan, and they're fairly even as far as what types of scorers they are. I think DeRozan's more of a physical threat.
I think DeRozan's a more consistent scorer than Middleton is, but Middleton's a much fucking better defender. Like, Chris Middleton's gonna give us nightmares.
And then you got Drew Holiday.
He can cover fucking whoever's playing the point, because that guy's a fucking defensive nightmare too. Again, I'm a huge Bulls fan. This is gonna be a tough series for us just because Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday are fucking mismatch nightmares for us.
Now, the real question comes down. Oh, go ahead. Finish about the Chicago Bulls.
And then it's just like nobody can really stop Giannis. Even Embiid has a hard time stopping Giannis.
Yeah, it's because Giannis is faster than Embiid. I think on a strength level, Embiid is stronger than Giannis.
But but Giannis is faster and more agile, and he can take. Well, Embiid can shoot the three though too. So I was gonna say, but he can take Embiid out wide and shoot over his ass.
I was like, I think Embiid's actually a better 3-point shooter than Giannis too, possibly.
Yeah. As far as a physical presence goes, Giannis is, or not Giannis, but Embiid is a fucking animal down low. Like,
well, it's because he's a huge body. He's like 300-some pounds and 7'1". Like he's the reborn version of Shaquille O'Neal, but not as much of a killer. I feel like he's a beast because of his size and stuff like that.
He doesn't have that killer instinct.
But he does have a shot that Shaq didn't have. So there's that. Like that's their two different separating factors. Is that Shaq was a beast and a killer, and like even when he talks about when he came out in games, he's like, no, if you were another center, he goes, I wasn't your friend. Like there's a few people I made exceptions to, but he goes, everybody else, fuck him. I was like, damn, yeah, Shaq's my man.
That's exactly how you have to be though. Like you have to have that kind of mentality where it's like, fuck everybody else. I'm gonna go down here and dominate.
He even quotes Michael Jordan saying, like, the first time I played against Mike and I gave him a hard foul, I went to go help him up because I felt bad, and Mike said, don't ever help anybody up.
Right? You're getting that from the GOAT.
Okay, and now the last question in the East: the Celtics and the Nets. Who you got? I'm gonna say game 6 or 7, man.
That's going 7 because, okay, Brooklyn, their whole big deal this year was that trade to get Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons hasn't played once. Okay, love KD, love Kyrie, but is Kyrie going to be in the playoffs every single game?
Yeah, I think he will. I think their problem is defense. They don't have a defensive presence. I think they got Andre Drummond is their only defender, really.
Yeah. Okay, there's nobody that's going to be able to stop KD on the other team from scoring. He's just going to do whatever the fuck he wants. But I don't think it's enough. I think Boston will be 7. I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are just going to be a little bit too much for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Who do you think guards Jason?
Oh, they're going to put fucking
Tatum?
Put KD on him.
Yeah.
They'll put KD on Tatum.
And
Just
Brown?
KD's size on him.
Who's going to guard
Oh.
Jaylen Brown?
I don't know. I guess they probably put Kyrie on him, but I don't even know if that would work. Like, because Jaylen Brown's wingspan, that would give. That's kind of hard to fucking.
I think they have to use Bruce. I think Bruce Brown is their shooting guard, isn't he?
Yeah, they probably end up putting him on there.
And he's been performing fairly well, is what I've read statistically.
They may rotate defenders on him. They may do that with both Jason Tatum and
I think Jaylen Brown's less of an offensive threat than Tatum, though. Like,
yeah,
Brown can blow up and go off, but if you put a, what did you say, Blackie?
You got room for a darkie?
Yeah, man, always.
Always got room for darkness.
I love it, my guys. What's going on? Happy fucking Friday.
Oh, not much, man. Just fucking sitting here talking about some sports.
Yes, my Bulls. Yes, our Bulls, Goomba. Our fucking Bulls.
Are gonna lose 6-1, or 4-1.
4-2. Like I
think they're 4-1.
It's gonna be hard to stop the honest, man. That's what scares me.
That's the only person on the Bucks that scared me for Chicago. And the reason why I say that, hear me out. Last year, what is the reason why Milwaukee won that championship? And please do not say Giannis.
No, it was who the fuck was it? It was PJ Tucker.
Thank you. Okay, somebody else seen what I seen. PJ Tucker was that defensive anchor that pushed them to the NBA Finals and carried them through the NBA Finals. Giannis carried them on the offensive side, granted.
But Giannis is a defensive threat too, and so is Middleton, and so is Drew Holiday. Like they have, like their top 3 players.
But if it wasn't for PJ Tucker making those key defensive plays that he made in those key moments that won them games that would have been elimination games or on their way to elimination games for the Bucks last year, because the Bucks didn't get there with no easy road. let's not sit here and act like the Bucks got there with a super easy road and they just cruised through the playoffs last year.
No, they had to fight
Because
for
they
it,
didn't.
but
They
they're
fought,
but the Bucks top three.
even against the finals, they fought hard as fuck against the Phoenix boys.
But the Bucks top three guys and the Bulls top three guys, when you compare them side by side, the Bucks top three guys are more well-rounded as offensive and defensive players, as compared to the Bulls are much more offensive-minded players, less defensive-minded players. So I think that's their big advantage over the Bulls is that more of the stars on the Bucks team are willing to play defense, and the Bulls are just.
I mean, what it boils down to is Giannis is going to be Giannis is the difference maker in this series.
And if we can't shut Giannis down,
we're not even going to be able to slow him down. Like, I love Vucevic, but he's not going to be able to.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to fuck with him.
No, I love Vucevic.
You need a more athletic center to guard Giannis.
Yeah.
And Tristan Thompson ain't it.
Even DeAndre Ayton had a tough time stopping fucking Giannis last year.
Yeah, but that's their
thing. He didn't stop him.
And he's an athletic center too. Like, he's still
Let's
nimble, which
real,
is funny.
But he didn't stop him. If you want to keep it real, he couldn't exactly. He couldn't.
He's also younger and less experienced than Giannis when it comes to that
True.
shit too.
And that's his first experience in the playoffs as well. So he had a lot weighing on his shoulders, having to guard Giannis.
He played well at times last year, though. Like,
yeah.
Speaking of last year's finals, Milwaukee did not have an easy path. The Suns, on the other hand, they got lucky with a lot of their series. The Lakers beat the shit.
So,
the Clippers, no Kawhi.
We were on the Nets and the Celtics. So who do you got? How many games?
I take Boston in 7.
I take Boston in 7. Only because
it's Kyrie.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
It's Kyrie.
I'm gonna be different than you guys. I'm gonna do New Jersey in 6.
Ooh,
I like it, but I don't. Only reason why I can't agree with that, but then again, I feel that Boston's gonna edge out.
I'm gonna put a little bit of faith into Ben. I'm gonna put faith into Ben Simmons. All he's got to do is come out and play defense. All he's got to do is
party on your own stream.
He's even playing.
Get out of the party on your own stream.
They're talking about him coming back and playing for the playoffs. So that's why I'm going to say 6. If he comes back and all he got to do is play defense and be a big body that's athletic and stuff, that can be enough to annoy Jason Tatum. That could be enough.
I was going to say the only person on the fucking Nets that could defend Jason Tatum successfully would be Ben Simmons.
But he's got
KD
back issues though too, isn't he? Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a lot of talk, bro. That could be bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Because
I feel like
Ben Simmons is a big ass attraction.
Right. There's so much bullshit going around him. Like, I don't listen to all those little health rumors because I'm like, you didn't have those before you sat out and stuff like that, and you've been sitting out all year. So like, how could you have hurt yourself? Like, I almost think it's like he's saying it for legal reasons, like so he can win his lawsuit against Philly, because that's what he's doing. He's starting a lawsuit against Philly about pay that he missed because of actual health reasons and stuff like that. So like, I feel like he's playing the I was injured card for legal reasons. But that's why I'm saying mine is the Nets in 6, is because I feel like he's going to come back, and I feel like he's going to be at least somebody to annoy Jason Tatum to not be able to fucking go off every game. That's it. That's my only reason why. If he doesn't come back, then I'm pretty sure the Celtics are going to kick their ass because they got defense. So.
Oh, God.
But I'll agree with you guys if he doesn't come back.
I did not know.
God, I love fucking people who call me like, your vehicle's extended. It's like, sweet, let me talk to this man.
I feel you. But you're on this Ben Simmons train.
No, I'm not even a fan of him. I think he's a little bitch, and I don't like him.
Jake.
No, I
But
don't
you
like.
sound like my boy Jake. You say if Ben Simmons is playing, they're winning the championship.
Oh,
Wait
not even
a
that.
fucking minute.
They're not.
Hold on. Where did we go?
I don't
Where
think they're
did
gonna
that
win.
come from?
I don't think they'll win the championship. I think
This is what I keep trying to tell my boy Jake.
I almost
like,
believe that it's gonna, as long as Chris Paul is healthy, I almost believe it's gonna be a rematch.
I don't think so.
Because I know Philly's good,
Phoenix
but I feel like
ain't making it. Phoenix ain't making it to the finals.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
Well, that's what I was gonna go. We're going to go to the Western Conference now. We just went through the East, so we got New Orleans and Phoenix. What do you got going on there?
Phoenix will win in 6.
Almost okay. So 2 and 4. What about you there, Goomba?
I'll take Phoenix over New Orleans just because.
I don't think they'll sweep them. I don't think they'll sweep them, but
I think they'll beat them 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 5.
5 or 6. 5 or 6.
I'm gonna do 4
I'm
and
gonna
1.
say 6. I'm gonna say 6 just because
Give him a little respect.
Zion's always gonna be a factor.
Is he coming back though?
Zion's always gonna be a factor.
I mean, I feel like he's in the same. That's the same boat as the Nets, though. Like, you're not sure if he's gonna come back.
Or, like you said, it could be some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, if he comes back, but he's actually they've like actually seen him doing rehab and shit like that. Like, I know I saw they posted a video a month ago ish of him doing like a dunk or some shit. So I know he's playing, but I feel like there's been more news coverage.
As long as you know how some teams will be okay. Well, we got a playoff spot, so we don't need to play our stars like that.
Yeah.
Or if somebody need to sit out and get ready for the playoffs, you can sit out and get ready for the playoffs. We already secured a spot. We're not worried about the remaining games of the season.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm just saying, I give it to him in 6, at the most in 6.
Okay. I mean,
at the least 5.
Sometimes
games.
I do that just because I don't want to be disrespectful. I mean,
they ain't gonna sweep them. They're not gonna sweep.
They're
not gonna sweep New Orleans.
No, New Orleans will steal one.
Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum ain't gonna allow that time.
Who you got out of Dallas and the Jazz, or Mavericks and Jazz?
Yeah, the Jazz. Yeah. I think they're deeper than the Mavericks.
Yeah, they're deeper, and
I'll give them.
There's nobody stopping Donovan Mitchell.
No,
I'll give the Jazz in 6, 4-2.
I just don't think that Luka doesn't have enough firepower with him. Like, there's not another player on that team.
I want to say 6, but
I feel like Luka's good enough to push it to 6.
Luka by himself carrying, he's not carrying that team.
He did that last year though against a Clippers team that was beat to shit. Like,
exactly, and
in the Olympics.
But this year you're not playing against no team that's beat to shit. You're playing against a team that's coming prepared.
Yeah, Jazz. They don't have any injured players or anything. They're all healthy, aren't they?
They're coming to win. They're coming to get a chip. Last year they should have went to the Western Conference Finals, and they didn't. And Donovan Mitchell and them boys put all that shit on their shoulders. And look at them this year. They had the best record in the league at the beginning of the season. And then, you know what I mean? They've been cruising and coasting, but like you said, they're healthy. Out of all the teams in the NBA, the Jazz is probably one of the most healthiest teams out there. And that's what you're going to need going into the playoffs.
Well,
healthy players in depth.
Gobert's a defensive fucking threat still.
I mean, come on now. How many times has he won or been up for Defensive Player of the Year?
And imagine if he was an offensive player, he would own the fucking Mavericks. Because they don't have anybody down low.
He's going to own them. Who's down?
I'm saying he's not.
He's
not an offensive threat though. He's more of a defensive threat because he's not an offensive-minded player.
It doesn't matter. Who?
He's still gonna get, as long as he gets you 10
Exactly, but who on the Dallas Mavericks, big man wise,
I don't even know who their centers are.
Offensively. Exactly.
They don't have.
But I mean, all they got to do is be pretty strong to push his skinny ass out of the key a little bit.
How? That's the defensive player of the year, bro. Stop playing with that man. He's strong for a reason. He's big like that for a reason.
Not
You need
offensive player.
strength. It doesn't matter. You need strength to play defense when the motherfuckers is backing you down and you're averaging 4 or 5 blocks a game.
That's because he's
come
tall
on,
and lanky, bro.
It doesn't matter. That's still you, bro. You mean to tell me those motherfuckers who was sitting here blocking Shaq, when they did block Shaq, they didn't take strength?
Well, Shaq's a different story. Shaq's like
no, that's not a different
pounds.
Story, bro. It's the
He's
same.
A tank.
If I'm
Gobert is tall and skinny, bro. He's not the same. They're not built the same.
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's the same sense. At the end of the day, when you're playing that center position, it don't matter how big or small you are. You gotta have strength. Period. You can't play defense without strength. You can't play offense without strength as a big man in basketball. Period. Point blank. So you can't take that away from.
But I'm
Gobert.
saying somebody that, as long as you're big and husky enough, though, you can fight back and keep him out of the key. He's
Dennis
not
Rodman was an
he
offensive-minded
doesn't
player,
have
but he could give you 15 points.
He doesn't have footwork.
And
he doesn't
rebounds.
have shooting. He doesn't have anything offensively. All he does is do putback dunks.
Rudy Gobert don't have a jump shot?
No.
Rudy Gobert can't shoot a fucking 15-foot jumper?
No.
Are you serious? You've never seen Rudy Gobert shoot a jumper? Come on, bro.
I'm not saying never, but I'm saying that's not
man.
his game. That's not his game. That's like
that's not no big man's game.
LaMarcus Aldridge, that's his game.
LaMarcus Aldridge is an all-around player.
He's still a fucking big man with a jump shot.
He's a big man with a jump shot, but he's a big man who can go to the hole.
Embiid can shoot from mid-range to long range.
But he's an all-around big man.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. Gobert is not an all-around big man. He's a defensive big man. That's
bro.
it. No, he's not.
He's an all-around. He's an all-around big man when it comes to.
No, he's not. He's an offensive
playing
big
offense
man.
And playing defense. But he's a defensive-minded player.
He'll get you 10 or 15 points tops in fucking offense.
Yeah, and he's gonna get you like 20 boards and 2 blocks. He's a defensive player, like defensive-minded player. He's not gonna be like Embiid.
Yes, he's a defensive-minded player, but he's an all-around player. He's not one-dimensional. You're saying that he's one-dimensional and he's only good on defense and he'll get you what you need from him on offense. If he wants to explode on offense, because we've all seen him do it. If he wants to explode and go for 30, you've never seen this man go for over 20
I've never seen highlights
points?
About him going off on offense, bro.
See, yeah, he's not that dominant offensive presence that say Embiid.
I'm not saying he's done it every game.
Anybody built like Embiid, they don't have to be tall as him. Anybody built like Embiid in thickness and in strength can push him out of the key and keep him from fucking getting close enough. That's all they need to do with him, offensively.
My thing is this: Jokic, in my opinion, is the best all-around center in the NBA right now.
Oh yeah, Jokic. That's not even an argument.
Jokic is the best all-around center. Like, no argument. The guy does everything. And then I put Embiid behind him, and then Gobert's a top 5 center. So don't get me wrong, love Rudy Gobert. The fucking Frenchman is a monster, but he is a defensive-minded presence who can give you 10, 15 points at best a night. But he's going to get you 3 or 4 blocks, a shit ton of extra fucking possessions because of how tall he is. You're going to get a bunch of second chance points, a bunch of defensive boards. That's what Rudy Gobert's game is. All right, the man is a SWAT monster.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm just saying he's not a good offensive player. Somebody to worry about offensively, really.
Exactly, he's not that guy. You're like, oh
shit. He doesn't have the foot.
And I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying that he only averages throughout his career. He's averaging 15 points a game, if that.
It's like anywhere between 12 and 15 points, yeah. But
he's getting exactly 3 to 4 blocks a game.
Okay,
I'm not saying he's not a defensive minded player. He's completely a defensive minded player, but what I'm saying is he can shoot a mid-range jumper. Don't take that away from him.
He has a jump shot.
What he's saying he can't. What he's saying he's a dunker. Like, or he's just he's in the he's a paint player. That's a true fucking center.
But he does have a jump shot.
That's a true center. Embiid is not a true center. I'm sorry. Any big man who goes to the 3-point line and shoots a fucking 3 is not a true center. I'm sorry.
But that's not
Centers
his
don't shoot
go-to shot,
three-pointers.
though. His go-to is
it doesn't
down low.
matter. Will Chamberlain, they never took a three-pointer, bro. Bill Russell ain't never shot a fucking three-pointer, bro.
Because the game's evolved since then.
But okay, yeah, you gotta think though. The game nowadays is more based on analytics. You got these big guys.
Even David Robinson, he played his position. True center.
But David Robinson played in an era where big men didn't shoot threes.
It's a different era.
Big men. We play in an era where everybody shoots threes.
We play in the 3-ball era. Yeah.
Centers' moms can come on the court and shoot a goddamn three. They granddaddy can shoot a three. Everybody and their mama can shoot a three now.
Okay, you gotta remember though, a lot of these kids grew up before they got before they had their growth spurts and shit. They were fucking tiny, so they played guard. Like Anthony Davis is a prime example of that. That kid in high school was a guard, and then he fucking has growth spurt and went from
a guard to a center. I know.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the whole game of basketball has changed.
Yeah, you don't have that true center anymore. That true big man that just gets you don't have a Shaq anymore. You really don't. It beats the closest thing to that.
Or Alonzo Mourning or Patrick Ewing.
Or fucking,
like, you don't have players like that. Luke Longley and fucking Vlade Divac and just real fucking true. Bruh, thank you.
Like, we don't. That's not how the game is played anymore. Like, you do have some.
And Yao was one of the first centers to actually break out of that trend of not shooting a three. Yao was one of the first centers who actually stepped back and attempted a three and made that motherfucking. Shaq was like, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, but Shaq said that Yao was one of the only players that he just fucking dominated. Like, Yao was a fucking monster. Had he been able to stay healthy, him and Tracy McGrady would have won a fucking final. They would have won a championship.
Yeah.
Like,
back-to-back championships too. They could have easily won back-to-back.
Because T-Mac, a healthy T-Mac was fucking nutty. And then, okay,
you know that's my half-cousin?
Really?
Yes, him and Vince Carter on my mother's side. Vince Carter's actually my mother's second cousin.
Oh, shit.
Shit is so cool. I ain't never met them niggas in my life though.
One of my homies, he's actually his cousin. One of his cousins is actually Paul George. Like, he's fucking telling me about the day that he was telling me about the day that that shit happened with Paul George's mom and shit. That he talks about it. He's telling me the whole fucking story. He's like, dude, yeah, that's my auntie and shit. I was like, fuck? No, Paul George. He's like, I don't really talk to that motherfucker like that. But yeah, like, we hung out with shit as kids.
I met Ronnie Lott's cousin. She works at the fucking Family Dollar down the street from where I'm living right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro. Pulled his fucking phone number up on the TV or on her phone and everything. She's like, "Let me call him right now." You seem like you're excited. I'm like, no, you good. I don't want to seem like one of them crazy fan motherfuckers. I'm like, it's just crazy that the world is so small, you just meet people who are related to famous people and you don't even know until they say something. You know what I mean?
Another combo though that I think would have won a fucking championship that's gonna hurt Woody's heart is fucking Brandon Roy. Brandon Roy, Wesley Matthews, and fucking Greg Oden. Had those guys stayed healthy, oh god. Like,
had Greg Oden played a full season,
God, that guy would have been fucking stupid ass dominant. Like, and then
he just didn't take care of himself.
Well,
Brandon Roy was a beast.
Brandon Roy was a fucking monster. Like, him and Dame would have been fucking ridiculous together.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. If you would have had Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, CJ McCollum, Dame, and who's Portland center right now? Jokic, right? No, not Jokic. Who the fuck is?
Who's your center right now, Woody?
We don't have
Merrick?
one.
We don't have one.
Okay, who was the center that was actually doing something for y'all last year, whatever it was?
That wasn't Nurkic.
There you go.
Nurkic is...
Nurkic, right?
Yeah, that's,
Nurkic.
I guess... Yeah.
I'm just saying, okay. And then you got the bench that y'all clearly had solidly for so many seasons, and then it gets up and down with y'all bench, and then you have a good bench, and then you don't have a good bench, and you have. I'm just saying, if Portland had Brandon Roy, C.J. McCollum, and Dame in the same era, oh, y'all would have had chips, bro. Y'all would have had chips.
You got McCollum on the bench for fucking Dame.
Fuck that. You keep CJ at the 2. You move Brandon Roy to the 3 because he was playing the 2 and the 3. Actually, he was playing the 1, 2, and 3 because he could play point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. So that's what I'm saying. You could move Brandon Roy to the 3, or even put CJ at the 1 or the 2, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Man, they could have had so many different combos with them 3 motherfuckers, and then the big men combos. Come on, the big men y'all had on that team over the years. Just imagine if Scottie Pippen ass would have been coming off the bench as a fill-in veteran. You know what I'm saying? Still making effect, still having an effect on games. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know how many championships Portland could have won? Or how many Western Conference championships they could have won and went for NBA championship? Like, man, what? Y'all better trust the process. Y'all better start a Philadelphia process.
I've been a fan for a while, so yeah, I've been watching, so I know what's happened over the years. Next matchup is Golden State and the Nuggets.
Okay, that one's going 7. Just because nobody in Denver is going to be able to stop Steph.
And nobody
nobody in Golden State's going to be able to stop
Jokic or Jamal Murray.
It's no, I think Clay's going to give Murray fits. They'll put
He's going to give him a run for his money. But just like every season, regular season, what does Jamal Murray do to him?
Jamal Murray's still gonna get his, but Clay's gonna give him fits. Clay's still a good defender.
Yeah, of course. One perimeter game.
Yeah. But again, that game's going 7, and the deciding factor in that is gonna be Jokic, because
be the big man presence.
Yeah, Wiseman's not gonna
Draymond
ain't stopping Draymond's not stopping Jokic.
Yes, he will.
No,
he will kick his ass right in the balls.
No,
done.
Yes, he will. Okay,
done. Sit your ass on the bench, bro. You're done.
He's got Steven Adams.
Hernia. You're gonna kick his nuts right up into his stomach. Hernia. Here you go.
And then you're gonna have Jokic's brothers come down and just beat the shit out of fucking Draymond.
No, I say 7, and I give it to Golden State if they can stop. What's his name? The big man. No, the big man. Jokic.
They're not gonna stop Jokic. They have a better chance to stop.
I'm just saying, but you got it. But who's gonna stop them 70-foot 3-pointers? No look shots and stupid ass. Oh, I'm going out of bounds. Let me shoot it. Let me shoot it off of this person's head while I'm sitting on this guy's lap in the stands. I haven't touched the ground yet, so I'm technically not out of bounds. Looking ass. Let me throw this shot from behind the backboard, and it goes into the rim on our side, but the backboard was on full court side. Who's gonna stop Steph from doing stupid ass 3-pointers and giving them a 30-point lead?
See, the thing with Steph though is he's never been clutch in the playoffs. Go look at his playoff numbers. That boy is shit every single time. He is shit in the playoffs. The final disappears
until they won the championship. Until they won their title.
No, even when they won the title,
he wasn't that big of a factor. Yeah, it was definitely AI. It was definitely AI and Clay.
And then fucking when they got KD was the main reason why they won. Curry disappears in the finals. It's like regular season, that motherfucker balls out. Playoff time, he's like Aaron Rodgers of the NBA. It's like,
you wanna know what?
Because teams shut him the fuck down.
No, not even. He did what he was supposed to do. I'm gonna carry y'all through the regular season, try and get this little MVP. But playoffs, y'all's time to shine. Let me shine, get my theatrics throughout the regular season, get us to the playoffs for sure, secure a spot. Now, all the rest of the stars, this is y'all time to really shine. I'm gonna sit back in the playoffs and just bullshit around. I got my numbers. I don't give a fuck about playoff numbers. I give a fuck about championships. That's how I think Steph really look at it. You feel what I'm saying? Because his numbers dwindle so much in the playoffs, bro.
They drop off so fucking hard. Like,
it's crazy, but I got Golden State in 7. What's next, Woody?
like I said, I got Denver in 7.
Last but not least is Minnesota and Memphis.
Oh, I'm taking Memphis in 7.
Memphis in 4.
You got them sweeping them? No,
Yes.
I think that's going 7.
Get out of here! Who's stopping John Morant? Nobody.
Who the fuck is stopping Karl Anthony Towns? Who the fuck is stopping Anthony Edwards? Get the fuck out of here! Like the Timberwolves got
Okay,
some
hold
talent.
on. Hold on. Hold on. I forgot about Anthony Edwards. But wait, John Morant will John Morant will refit his whole game, bro.
Dude,
watch what I tell you.
End up fucking playing on
listen, John Morant's fucking IQ is very, very high, bro.
Oh no shit! I've seen that
His
motherfucker make some
awareness,
plays are just
bro. His defensive awareness
are stupid.
Bro, you feel me? He got that one badge. He got the pogo stick badge for big men on 2K, bro.
No, he got that platinum chase down fucking shit. Like
with the pogo stick, because if he misses the first time, he will jump again and block your shit. I'm just saying, nobody. Who's Memphis's big man, Woody? You know this.
Steven Adams.
Oh, dude, God.
Come on. You don't think Cat gonna have a hard time against that motherfucker? Come on. Be real. You don't think Cat ain't gonna have a hard ass time against Steven?
Cat can take him out to the 3-point line and shoot over his ass. Like, down low. Oh, Steven Adams is gonna push that big man around.
But you know Memphis's coach. You know Memphis's coach has a backup plan for when the big men go to the perimeter. Because Steven Adams isn't a perimeter defender. So they already gonna switch up and put somebody faster on him who can defend him. And bro, I think they gonna lock him up. I really think Memphis gonna sweep them, bro. I think that's gonna be the only sweep in the playoffs, bro.
I think Minnesota is gonna give people. They're gonna be a lot better than people think. Again,
they go give them a run for their money every game, but I don't think they're gonna win one. I don't think they're gonna win one. I think next year. I think it's gonna be next year for them is when they really make a run in the playoffs, because Anthony Edwards and Cat, when they chemistry get even better over this off season.
Like D'Angelo Russell still can put up.
Well, yeah, D'Angelo Russell is he's still a veteran guard.
Yeah,
he's still
he's still young veteran guard that can still fucking drop 40 on you like it's nothing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, John Morant is the answer. John Morant's the answer, and I think John Morant's going to take Memphis further than people think this year. Look what he did last year, bro.
Don't get me wrong, like Jaws
in the bubble.
Jaws a monster. I'm not saying that. Like,
and you got to imagine what was it? What it was a sophomore season yet last year, or his rookie season?
It was a sophomore season. It was his second year.
His second year in the NBA, and he had to play in the bubble.
We have Sector Bravo.
The mental stability you have to be able to play through that at such a young age, and taking on the task of being an NBA superstar right out of college, and then have to play through a COVID situation or pandemic situation, whatever you want to call it. Ja's the truth, bro. And Ja's the future of the NBA and the guards. I'm sorry, Ja is the future, and people are going to mimic their style off of Ja.
That guy is a fucking absolute terror.
Memphis in 4.
Don't get me wrong. Like him, Trae Young, and Luka are the future of the NBA. Like guards.
And you gotta include Anthony Edwards. You gotta include Anthony Edwards because that motherfucker is a monster. And what's that boy's name from San Antonio?
Fuck.
DeJounte. Is it Murray?
DeJounte Murray, I think. Yeah, that kid is a fucking stud. San Antonio's got themselves.
When San Antonio gets some more pieces,
they're gonna be tough again.
They're definitely gonna be back in the running.
Like
So,
I think
but
Houston's
Memphis
gonna
in
be
4.
good. I think Houston will be good in the next like 4 or 5 years.
Memphis in 4, bro. Real
I
shit. Memphis in 4.
I,
I don't
I
think
still
I don't think Minnesota's gonna win one game. They're gonna make every game very, very competitive and close. But me personally, I just don't think they're ready for a playoff run. They're not ready for even a playoff win because their team isn't ready. Their team isn't ready. Now Memphis, on the other hand, they have experience together in the playoffs, and they just have a better team to me. I say Memphis in 4. The most it'll go is Memphis in 5. They'll beat them 4-1.
Yeah, I was
But I
gonna
think
say
they're gonna
Memphis
sweep.
in 5. I'm gonna give them at least one win.
I can agree with it if it happens. They pulled one out, but
I can't
seeing
discount.
them,
You can't discount Pat Bev. You can't discount Edwards. You can't discount Karl Anthony Towns because they all capable of, or not Pat Bev as a
Beverly, though,
defensively a good game, but
he's a fucking gnat. He's gonna be up in Jaw's
but-
fucking shit.
Cat
John's
D'Angelo.
about to shit on Pat Beverly, bro.
Cat.
He's about to zoom past that boy, bro. Pat Beverly ain't keeping up with him.
Half-court defense, though, Pat Beverly's he's a nuisance. Like,
He is.
I don't see
certain players.
He's not going to
bro.
give Ja any problems, but he could give other guards problems like Melton and shit.
Yeah, but Ja, nobody's fucking with Ja.
Yeah, but he's not going to play the whole game. I mean, he might, but I doubt it.
Shit. Ja Morant knows what's at stake. Ja Morant knows what's at stake.
Memphis is still gonna have a hard time stopping fucking Anthony Edwards. I can see the cat.
We'll see.
Because
We'll see.
I can totally get your argument with fucking Steven Adams guarding fucking Karl Anthony Towns, especially down low. Steven Adams can throw that motherfucker around.
And Minnesota ain't got no power forward that's capable of doing, like, taking over a game. So that's off the question.
Like I said, but unless they're gonna put Ja on fucking Karl or on Anthony Edwards the entire game, who the fuck are they gonna have to stop him? But then you leave Russell open, who can fucking score. Like, if Russell gets hot, that kid can fucking go off.
Okay, who's the other guard on Memphis again?
Desmond Baines.
Jackson. Oh.
Now,
Desmond Baines, I don't think is going to be able to stop Anthony Edwards.
I was just gonna say they can't put Bane on Edwards. They could possibly put him on
Russell,
D'Angelo Russell, and he can give D'Angelo Russell fits because Bane does have pretty good defense, and for a young guy, he is a solid defender, right? And he's taller, so that's what I'm saying. They could put him on D'Angelo Russell, keep Ja on Anthony Edwards, and lock up Cat with Steven Adams. I'm just saying. And then you might have a motherfucking player out off of Memphis who's like, man, fuck this, I'm stepping up. And have a breakout fucking series.
I think Ja would give Edwards fits to a point, but because of how big Edwards' frame is, I think he'd still be a tough defensive stuff.
Especially backing him down. If he backs Ja down.
But, yeah, because then you figure if he backs him down and then Steven Adams comes over to help defense, that leaves Cat open. So unless they do a zone, you know what I'm saying, and trap,
and trap them, you know what I mean, and has enough help on the open sides, you know what I mean, to rotate over and cover all the open men, you know what I mean. Right. I mean, it's gonna take a good strategy, but I see Memphis in 4.
Memphis is going to be a fucking tough out next year. They could actually make the finals next year. They can get one more solid fucking piece to go with Ja. They're fucking hard to stop.
They get one more solid starter and 2 more solid pieces for their bench. They are NBA championship contender.
Shit from over here.
Because I mean,
and I'll just keep it real because they have right, and they have a solid bench already with young players.
Yeah, and they have.
So
you put in place as well.
All right, so you put a couple veteran players for their bench on that team, and get another good, solid starter at either the power forward or small forward position.
That could
it's a wrap.
Like almost all-star caliber. Like
right, it's a wrap. They'll be a
They're
championship contender
gonna
next
be
year.
the future of the West because the Warriors
Yeah.
are getting up there in age. Their
And
championship will start to close.
and Seth is actually a better shooter than Steph, to me. Pure actual shooter, I think Seth Curry is better, and that's why I think Seth Curry will help the Nets further down the line, more so than Steph still helping the Warriors, because eventually the Warriors is going to be like out of the conversation again for a little minute. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I mean, I believe their championship window with the team they have currently is like 2, maybe 3 more good years, and after that, people are gonna start to go down. Like,
I don't even think they're a championship caliber team no more. Right now, I don't think they're going to make it to the
without
playoffs.
Wiseman, I don't think they are. They need Wiseman to
They need
prove
him.
himself
Yeah.
as a good center.
yeah, 'cause they can't stop anybody down low. Like, they're not gonna be able
Right.
to
And
stop the
even
Draymond's at the end of his career.
and what's
I think
that boy's
Draymond's done
name?
it. I think Draymond's
That
done
came
it.
from Minnesota to he left Minnesota and went to Golden
Wiggins.
State. Yeah, Wiggins. He's not even.
See,
yeah,
Wiggins has played better since he got to Golden State because all
But
the
he's
pressure's
just-
on him. He's still not the guy that everybody thought he was going to be coming out.
Exactly. That's why I say he's a little bit lower, Woody. A little bit lower. You had it
Bro, I was sitting across the room trying to snipe people, and fucking, I couldn't see shit. Like, I've been doing terrible this entire time we've been
Got him.
talking.
Tilt his head back. Oh my god. He did this. He did the motherfucking Thriller when he went down. His arms shivered to the left.
Fucking,
Yeah, when people die on this game, it's hilarious because the fucking body does all this weird ass flopping around shit.
It was hilarious. He looked like he was doing the Thriller move. Alright, so out of all these teams, who do you think is going to make it to the finals? Who do you think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, is going to make it to the finals? And we're just going to predict this. We can change our prediction after, we get there. But who do you think is going to actually make it to the finals?
Well, I was gonna narrow it down and go on to the next round with you guys and see who you guys think are gonna come out the second round, because we've all kind of agreed on who's gonna be moving on for the most part. So we all said Memphis would move on. We all said the Nuggets would move on, right? We all said the Jazz is gonna move on and Phoenix is gonna move on. So out of Phoenix and the Jazz, who do you got?
Jazz in 7. And if the Jazz can't do it in 7, Phoenix will take it in 6.
I'm
The
gonna
only
go
reason why I say that is because if Phoenix get the upper hand at the beginning of the series, they'll take it in 6. But if the Jazz get the upper hand, then it's going to be a battle until Game 7, and the Jazz will pull it out in Game 7.
that's tough to say. Let's see.
You agree with me, Goomba. You agree with me, Goomba. You know you do.
It
You
really
see
all
my
depends on
point.
the health of Chris Paul. Like,
It does.
that's
I think Chris Paul. I'm gonna take Chris Paul and the Suns in 6.
Okay, a healthy Chris Paul. We're in the Suns in 6. Unhealthy Chris Paul, Jazz in 7.
Okay, Chris Paul's not in that. If Chris Paul's not even playing in any of those games in that series, I would take the Jazz in 5, actually. Just because I don't think that the Suns
Devin Booker
without
can
Chris
carry the
Paul,
offense.
They're sure Booker can carry the offense, but that's all he can do. That's it. He's not a defensive minded player.
At all. He don't even attempt to be.
Okay. I mean, sure, Aiden's bigger than Rudy Gobert as far as like a body frame goes, but Gobert's still gonna give him nightmares down low.
Rudy
Like,
Gobert's
maybe he'll
gonna
push him
dominate
around, but
him. He's gonna dominate him, bro. Rudy's gonna dominate him and
honestly,
hurt his soul.
Devin Booker is not stopping Jamal Murray. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, Devin Booker's not doing that. That's not Book's game. Okay?
Wait, not Jamal. Not
Murray,
Jamal. Not Jamal Murray.
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan
That's what's
Mitchell.
Yeah. He's not stopping Mitchell. Like,
Nobody on
Phoenix is
that
gonna
on
be able to-
Phoenix is stopping Mitchell except Ayton down low, and he'll be lucky if he don't get his ass posterized and get embarrassed to the point where he don't even want to play no more. I'm telling you, he's going to get in. DeAndre Ayton's whole life is going to change in that series. Playing against a player of the caliber that fucking Jokic is, bro.
I honestly, I could see it being both the Jazz and the fucking Nuggets and the fucking Western Conference Finals.
And that's if they don't meet beforehand.
Yeah, like that, I think that would be the best series in the West. It's Denver and Utah. Just because you have Jokic versus fucking Gobert. You would have Jamal Murray versus Donovan.
I don't know, because Steven Adams is that nigga right now. And when it comes to physical, tough, big men.
Yeah, but Jokic's ability to make plays and get others involved is the difference maker, I believe.
But John does the same thing. I'm gonna go with Memphis. I'm gonna ride Memphis to the NBA Western Finals.
I'm riding Memphis to the Western Conference Finals too, only because Steven Adams ain't fucking around. You're taking Denver in 7 over Memphis?
I would take Denver in 7 over Memphis.
I'm taking Memphis in 7.
Because Denver's got more playoff experience than Memphis does.
Okay, yeah.
Memphis is deeper though.
I was about to say Memphis is deeper, and Memphis on their first run last year. What did they do? They went to the second round. They went to the second round
again
with a young Ja.
Playoff experience does play a factor into it, especially if it goes into 7 games.
I know, but at the end of the day, experience only plays a factor if you really let it. Let's be honest. A player can be a coach can go in that locker room and sit here and preach to their players the importance of the series, the difference from the regular season and the playoffs, the importance of experience in the playoffs, and all this other bullshit. And these players look at him like, yeah, we get all that, but our focus is going out here and taking care of business from game 1. Period, point blank. And they can just go out there and just have that mentality like, we've been in this situation multiple times. It's all about choice. It's all about the mindset you put yourself in. If you put yourself in that mindset, okay, we've been in the playoffs plenty of times. That's how we got to look at it. That we've been in this situation multiple times. Now this is just our time. You feel what I'm saying? And if they look at it that way, Memphis is going to be the toughest team to stop in the NBA. Not just in the West, in the NBA. Because Ja Morant is the future. Period.
I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with
even over our Bulls, bro. Because Lonzo Ball ain't gonna be no future. No. Oh, I want to be like Lonzo. Nobody's gonna say that.
But speaking of the Bulls, it's like when Jordan in the mid '80s, late '80s, almost the '90s, where before he had Pippen and Grant, they still struggled. Like he got into the playoffs, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they weren't there yet.
And then when they got what they needed.
And that's what I'm saying with Memphis. They are just one solid player from being that team.
But what if that solid player don't come from nowhere else but their team? What if that solid player just grows? What if that solid player is already on that team and all they need is this playoff series, this first playoff series, to show that Memphis got what they need to make the run? I'm just saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Because I'm riding our Bulls all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna keep 100.
I genuinely believe that
fuck you, Woody.
I believe this is Denver this year to make it to the finals. I genuinely believe that this is Denver's best chance.
You know what? And I don't doubt that either. And I think it'll end up being Memphis and Denver if you want to put it that way. I honestly think it's going to be the Jazz and Memphis in the Western Conference Finals. I'm gonna keep it 100. I think it's going to be the Jazz and Memphis.
I think I'm going to go Suns in Memphis.
Oh shit.
See, again, with Phoenix, healthy Chris Paul, they're gonna be back there again this year. But
even with a healthy Chris Paul, I don't know.
It's still gonna be tough.
Because
it's even with last year, they're trying to cruise to the fucking cruise to the fucking finals.
Yeah, last year was a cakewalk. This year they'll have to fight for it.
Yeah,
last year was a cakewalk because Devin Booker went the fuck off.
It wasn't even that.
Well, I mean, he's been playing great
Paul
though.
Didn't really have to do much.
Yeah,
keep it 100. Last year, Chris Paul didn't really have to do much.
No, he didn't. But
Yeah.
look at who they played
And
last
then
year.
when it came down to him having to do a lot, what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
Milwaukee shat on them boys.
Yes,
They shat on them.
What Phoenix had last year was a much easier road because they dealt with an injury plagued Lakers team. Most of the teams they played were injury prone, like in play.
Until they got to them finals and met them Milwaukee boys.
We'll do your version next too, Jersey. But if we go Memphis and Suns in the Western Finals, who goes on to the finals?
Oh well, fuck. I'd have to give it to
That's
Memphis.
hard. I'd have to say Memphis in 7.
Just
all the way to
because
7 and a couple overtime games throughout the series.
Yep.
Just because DeAndre Ayton is going to get fucking just manhandled by Steven Adams. Like,
yeah, bro. Steven Adams is the big man with force. He's the Dennis Rodman Shaq type big man.
Truthfully, Steven Adams is going to sit there and he's going to set a screen for jaw against fucking Booker or Chris Paul. He's going to fuck them up. Like,
yep. Watch. He's going to fuck around. This is what I'm saying. Chris Paul ain't going to come back and stay healthy. He's not going to come back and stay healthy. You want to know why? Because the first time he run into a screen by one of these big men and fall, it's over. I'm just saying, first time he run into one of these big men and get hit with a screen, something crazy, he's done. He's going to pull a LeBron. Take me up the court. I'm cramping. I'm hurt.
Honestly, I think they're gonna scream the shit out of Booker.
Bro, yeah. Bro, he's going to... Steven Adams is going to destroy them little ass guards, bro. He's going to destroy them little ass guards.
Steven Adams is going to destroy DeAndre Ayton. Let's not even fucking get that twisted. Like, he's going to beat that motherfucker's ass down.
Yeah, that's what I said. DeAndre going up against Steven Adams, no matter when Phoenix plays them, going up against Phoenix or Steven Adams in the playoffs is a whole nother monster than going up against Steven Adams in the regular season. That's a veteran motherfucker who's been to the playoffs on different teams.
He went to the finals with fucking Thunder.
You feel me? So he's been there. He knows what the fuck to do. And he knows, okay, it's step up time. It's trying to step the game up and put more physicality. We're going to bring back the 80s ball. If Steven Adams could bring back that 80s ball with the bad boys of Detroit and bro, come on.
Like, no, that's the whole thing.
Like, bro.
I think Steven Adams would be a Hall of Famer in the 80s and 90s. That motherfucker would just dominate.
Yeah, he would have just been a monster, bro. He would have been a monster. But honestly, West Coast, Western Conference Finals, Memphis in 7. Nobody's tough enough to fuck with Steven Adams in the paint, bro. And that's what you're gonna need. Regardless, you're gonna need that paint presence. Regardless, I don't give a fuck how many big men can shoot the 3 ball. You need a paint presence, because if you have no paint presence, then you're relying on jump shots all day. Period. And if you have no paint presence, that other team is looking at you like, okay, we know what to do. Keep your ass on the perimeter. You feel what I'm saying? So if DeAndre Ayton don't show no type of paint presence for Phoenix, Memphis could even beat them in more than 7 games, or in faster than 7 games. They could beat them in 5. They could sweep them if they don't really show no paint presence. And if Chris Paul ain't healthy and Phoenix gets there without a healthy Chris Paul or without Chris Paul and he can't make it in the finals to play, oh, they could get swept. It could be a repeat of last year. Getting their ass whooped and going back home. It'd just be a different outcome. You're going to get your ass whooped even worse. And I'm just keeping it a beam. Real shit. Memphis is on a wave right now. And they've been riding the wave since they got Ja.
I'm not saying that they're definitely up and coming team. Like, they're going to be the scariest young team in the Western Conference. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with that. I just don't think that they are a NBA championship caliber team.
What if they surprise you this year?
They could. I've been wrong before. It's not like I'm saying I'm not. But
No, I'm just saying, what if they surprise you this year?
Then I will.
Do you think they? Then you know what I'm saying? If they surprise you this year, would you call for a repeat?
Oh yeah, they're going back. That's simple.
No, not just go back. If they surprise you and win the NBA championship this year,
they're going to win again. They're going to go back and repeat. Because what will happen is somebody big in free agency will be like, oh, I'm going to go Memphis. What? I'm going to get the best young guard in the league. I'm literally playing on a team that's got depth, and they're built to win championships.
Chicago's going to the finals. It's Memphis and Chicago in the finals. Let's get to the East.
I love the Bulls, but I don't think we're going to be able to stop them. We're not stopping.
Watch. What?
We can't stop Giannis. Like, that's the biggest
we don't need to just stop. If we stop Chris Middleton, Chris Middleton and what's the guards and Drew Holiday, we stop them too.
Chris Middleton is inconsistent. Like, his offensive game is inconsistent as shit. Like, you'll get Chris Middleton, it looks like Michael Jordan at times, and you get Chris Middleton that sucks dick. But his defense, Chris Middleton's defense, he's going to be a tough matchup.
That's why I said if we can shut down Chris Middleton, even on defense, shut his ass down. Make him a non-factor on defense. Make him a non-factor on defense and keep him inconsistent on offense.
Drew Holiday's not a big offensive presence.
Him and PJ Tucker is the reason why they won the championship last year.
Yes.
Because PJ Tucker's defense down in the perimeter was way more impressive than Giannis's. Sorry. Even with the blocks. Fantastic. But all around, consistently, PJ Tucker was that defensive anchor in the perimeter, or in the paint, excuse me.
That was a lot of what even the players in Milwaukee were saying.
And Drew Holiday was that perimeter defender.
Yeah.
And then you had Chris Middleton in the middle that could cover you on the perimeter and defend your ass and lock you down. But then he'll go down to the paint and block your shit. Or make it hard for you to get a shot up or a layup up. So last year they had 3 different stages of defensive lockdown. Perimeter,
that's why
the whole paint, and both the perimeter and paint help with a defensive beast. But if we can stop Milwaukee's momentum from game 1, we can slow down Chris Middleton on defense. We can slow down Drew Holiday on defense and beat them, especially with a healthy
defenders. Who's going to stop them?
No, I'm not talking about stopping them on defense. I'm talking about stopping their defense, making their defense irrelevant to what we're doing on offense. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because Drew Holiday is a monster for our guards, even for Alex Caruso or fucking Lonzo or anyone else.
I don't think Lonzo's playing in this series.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is either. But I'm just saying, don't get me wrong. We got a I can't even say his name. But the rookie.
Oh, fucking yeah! I know who you're talking about. That kid came out of fucking nowhere this year.
Out of nowhere, and where did he come from? Illinois, bro. He's Chicago bred.
Yep.
So he's where he wants to be. You feel what I'm saying? So he's going to be a factor. Watch what I tell you. He's going to be a surprising factor for Chicago, and he got some good ass defense.
I love the Bulls. I think we're gonna be a fucking tough team again next year, especially with the fact that
who's stopping DeMar DeRozan?
Middleton.
Okay. Or he never stopped them on the Spurs. He never stopped them on the Spurs. Stop playing. If you want to do, let's keep it 100. Who you got me riled up? If you want to really look at it,
okay, but
even in the regular season, DeMar DeRozan versus Chris Middleton matchup off the perimeter or driving to the hole. Chris Middleton can't stop DeMar DeRozan like that, especially when DeMar DeRozan's in that zone, bro.
If he goes to the hole, I'm telling you, even if DeRozan goes to the hole, though, Giannis is gonna come over and help defense and smack that motherfucker out the air. Like, Giannis is the biggest X factor in this because of his size and his ability to do everything.
Okay, get him in foul trouble early.
That's hard to fucking do.
Not anymore. Not anymore. The way these refs are calling these fouls and shit, not anymore, bro. Not anymore. Little love tap. Little love tap is a foul. A little push now. A little push now is a flagrant. They're getting a little softer. You know what I'm saying? They're calling a lot more shit. That's what I'm saying. It's easier to get these big men in foul trouble. Just drive into the hole. And when you have aggressive guards and small forwards and shit driving to the hole against these big men and getting them in foul trouble early, that changes the whole factor of games.
Well, you skipped the whole entire process to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, you asshole. Just so you know.
We talked about Memphis getting to the Western Conference Finals
and then you're like,
winning.
I got the Bulls at Eastern Conference Finals. Like we talked.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you jumped all the way through the whole bracket. Like, all right. Well, we know where fucking Jersey stands, so.
Yep. Well, we can break it down though.
So, Goomba, remind me, did you have Miami over Atlanta, or did you have Atlanta over Miami?
I had Miami using Atlanta.
Okay. And then
that's tough.
We both agreed that 76ers will take Toronto in the long run, right?
Yeah, I just don't think that they're going to be able to stop him.
Okay. So
yeah, Toronto don't have the pieces like they had before when they won the championship.
And all Philadelphia needs from James Harden is him just to play
20 or 25. 20 or 25.
Basically get 25 points and get 8 to 9 assists, and basically
just do what he normally do.
Does exactly. He doesn't have to put up 30+ points. Like
he doesn't have to carry the team. It's not like that kind of pressure anymore.
And he know he don't. And he know Embiid do a Shaq and Kobe. Embiid do a Shaq and Kobe on his ass. I will knock you out. I will punch your fucking head off. You are not. There's no I in team.
and it's not like it's just James Harden. Maxey's a good scorer as well. They have other players that can score on that team regardless besides Harden. They're going to be a tough out. Embiid is a fucking monster.
Yeah, I think Miami will win the Atlanta series, the Atlanta-Miami series, and I think Philly will put it out and just destroy Toronto.
See, here's the thing with Atlanta,
they're still too young.
No,
they don't have enough pieces, bro.
Look at last year; they got hot at the right time, and they gave teams fits.
Yeah, but then you gotta imagine what happened to in the off season.
So me and Goomba basically agreed that they needed another wing player or shooting guards that can be consistent, because who they have can go off, but they're not consistent enough to help.
And Gallinari ain't consistent.
Well, Gallinari's towards the end of his career. Like, he's not prime Gallinari.
He's not a Gallinari that was with Denver.
He's your veteran Gallinari, so he's not the same. And that's what I'm saying. And Bogdan is, he's inconsistent.
He isn't the consistent scorer. Honestly, had they gotten fucking the kid from Indiana,
Levert?
No, not Levert. Had they gotten Sabonis?
Yeah.
I think
if they would have got Sabonis, it would have been a different story.
They could have mixed and matched, especially down low. They could have had
Sabonis and Clint Capella switch up a power forward and center. Yeah, that would have been nasty for him.
Well, Sabonis is a little bit more offensive than I know. Capella is a two-way, but Sabonis is better offensively than Capella.
Yeah, I think. Well,
he's got better range too.
But that's why you would put him at power forward over center. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if they had to switch him up just because of matchups, you could. You know what I mean?
You could also move Collins to the 3 if you had to as well.
Exactly. You got that would have been three big men that you could rotate around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can even, because the way Sabonis can fucking shoot, you could even put him at the 3.
Mm-hmm. And that would be a bad matchup for a lot of small forwards, bro. A lot of small forwards, because he's so tall. He's so tall, he can shoot. He's like a baby Dirk, bro. He's like a baby Dirk. He's big as fuck, lanky, but he's bigger than Dirk was, size-wise. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a little thicker. Yeah, he's thicker and stockier. He's just got that same length and lankiness that'll fuck your whole world up trying to defend. You know what I mean? Like,
he's his dad, but better in my opinion.
Right, bro.
Well, we didn't see his dad play in his prime, though. We saw his dad play at the end of his career.
okay, we did not see his.
I've heard, and I haven't watched any videos or seen him, but I've heard that Sabonis in his prime was like was a beast. Yeah,
Sabonis big Sabonis was a fucking monster.
But we didn't get him until
I seen some of his games, bro. He was one of the first big men to consistently shoot threes. He was one of the big men that changed that whole element of, you know, true center never stepping out and taking a perimeter shot. You know what I mean? And he said, fuck that. I can shoot. Let me show you something.
I was like, honestly, he's the Joker before the Joker.
But no, the Kings got to steal with that. They got to steal with that. And that's going to help them in the future.
Yeah, but they got to worry about culture and all that shit like that, coaching and developing their players. Because they don't develop their players very well. That's the problem.
No, they're players, they trade them and they go elsewhere and they fucking lost.
I was like, De'Aaron Fox only stayed for the money. He didn't stay because he knew he was going to win there.
No, they just paid him out. Like, you put De'Aaron Fox on a team, that kid blossoms. Like, that kid's underrated as fuck. Seriously, that kid is a fucking stud.
So we got what, Memphis? Or I said Memphis. Miami, Philly.
All right, next one is, this one is going to be, we're going to have to do a two-parter on this next one. So
go ahead and continue the combo.
Well, we can't continue without you because we already know where Jersey lays on this one. So on Celtics, we got, we say if Ben Simmons doesn't come back and play at all, we got the Celtics moving on. If he comes back, then we got, I have the Nets moving on if Simmons comes back. I don't know about you guys, but
I still have the Nets losing in 7.
I don't see the Nets making it past. I don't see the Nets making it past the second round. I think they can make it past the first, but that's about it.
They could possibly make it past the first. That's a definite possibility because they have the team. And like you said, with a healthy Ben Simmons on defense, yeah, I give it to him. He is a solid defensive player that could cause a lot of problems for a lot of teams. But I just think it's Boston's year to make a little bit of a playoff push with the team that they have and have developed. That's why I feel that Boston will still win in 7. And for the Nets to have to play a play-in game just to get in the playoffs.
Who would you take
when you were number 1?
Who'd you take on Celtics in Milwaukee if they were to go up against each other?
I take Milwaukee over that in that series only because Giannis will be the biggest factor and Boston doesn't have a big man. To me, that's.
But they have like the same build as the Bulls, but they have a better defense than the Bulls. Because you got Tatum, that's basically like your DeMar DeRozan. You got Jaylen Brown, who's your, let's say, Zach LaVine, and you got Marcus Smart, who's a better defensive guard than Lonzo.
Or Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso's a good defensive guard. I give him that. He got to blossom in LA.
And then their big men. I know they got a young guy in Boston. I know. I just saw a report that he's going to be eligible to play for the playoffs. He was coming off an injury. Something the third. I think it's a second or third year player. Anyways, I know that he can probably. He's athletic enough that he can get out and keep Vucevic from dominating at the 3-point line. And I don't know how well he is as an offensive big, their Boston center. And then they have that fucking white dude, the Thesis guy, I think, or something. Oh, no, they got Al Horford, too. I forgot about Al Horford.
Yeah.
So Al Horford's a factor because he's another good, solid center guy that could easily lock up Vucevic. I don't know, man. I think it would be... I don't know, man.
It's hard.
It would be tough because it all depends on... Because I feel like they're both pretty good defensive teams, at least matching up wise. But I feel like it really depends on who goes off offensive wise. Like if DeMar can go off every fucking game, then I think the Bulls could beat the Celtics. But It's the same. It goes
But
back the same way with
and
Jason
that's why I
Tatum,
say
because Jason Tatum's the
but that's
same
why I
fucking
say the
way.
same thing with the Bucks, because you got to look at it. The Bucks weren't consistent last year when they won the championship. You know what I mean? They weren't consistent at all until the last couple games in the finals. You
Yeah, I
feel what
mean,
I'm saying? They had
there's
a couple scares, and that's why I think that with them losing a key defensive player, I think we have I just think we have a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay,
well,
we have the pieces,
I think the East is much more open than the West. I feel like the West
and
is much more dominant.
that's why I say I think we have a chance, because like you just said, the East is more open with.
Well, there's a lot of factors, like you said. So you got the Milwaukee Bucks that depend on Drew Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis performing offensively and defensively, which you can expect because they're all two-way players, in my opinion.
Right. They all are. All three of them are two-way players. You're definitely right about that. There's no denying
The Bulls
that one.
have Levine, DeRozan, and Vucevic, which are your top three threats offensively. Defensively, I think
And
DeRozan.
if Alex Caruso sneaks in there and goes off.
Yeah, I think he'll be your
You know
solid.
what I
I
mean?
think he'll be a solid facilitator, but I don't expect a lot offensively from him.
I don't either, unless he has them games like he did this season. A couple, you know what I mean? If he can break out and have a couple good high-scoring games and high-facilitating games, as far as, you know, getting a double-double and
I think
points
your
and
biggest,
assists.
I think your biggest weaknesses with the Bulls is Levine's defense and
Yeah.
Vucevic's defense, because as good as he is as a two-way power forward, I center-ish, like I don't know what he really is. He looks more like a power forward to me. He's not athletic as any of the other centers or big men on the other teams. So I think those are your two biggest weaknesses. Now, all three of those guys can go off offensively and win you a game or two, but I don't expect anything less than from DeRozan than being a solid two-way player. But Levine and Vucevic, I think, are why I have less faith in the Bulls than you do.
I feel you. No, and I get that. You know what I mean? That's a solid point, because at the end of the day, if Levine doesn't play solid defense and Vucevic doesn't play solid defense but produce on offense, that's not going to matter. Defense wins championships. You know what I mean?
Right, and that's like the same thing with, like, they keep, the ESPN commentators say about the Nets, is like the Nets can win a series or two just off of their offense, but when it comes down to the finals or Eastern Conference finals, they don't have the defense to do anything.
To carry them, right? They don't have the defense to carry them, to carry that weight that they need. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got to be able to carry the weight on both offense and defense to have a solid championship team. You know what I mean? And that's why I say I don't think Milwaukee's going to repeat this year, because they don't have that same defensive threat that they had last year. Like last year, they had a threat on every side of the ball, you know, every side of the defensive ball. You mean when it came to defense, they were a threat, no matter what position it was. You know what I mean? And they don't have that same threat that they have this year, and that's why I think it'll be harder for them to repeat. I think the Bulls is a sleeper team. Even Atlanta could be a sleeper team as far as making it to the second round. They could be a sleeper team that gets slept on because of they're so young, their inexperience, not having all the pieces. But like I said, there's so many young players in the NBA right now that are trying to break out and be somebody in the NBA, that I think this is one of the seasons that we see a young player step up. I really feel that with these playoffs and the way like this season went, I think this is like with the Lakers not making a playoff. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is one season that's going to change the way we look at the playoffs and the way we look at teams going into the playoffs and how much faith we're putting into these teams just because of who they have, or whatever the case, just because, okay, one team's a powerhouse team because of all the players that they have and the names and their status and this, that, and the third. But then, like I said, you got these young teams out here with these young players who want to eat and want to make a name for themselves. And this is the season to do it. This is the playoffs to do it. And I just think that there's a lot of sleeper teams out there with young players who want to help their team win and get over a hump. And I think the Bulls is one of those teams. Not just because I'm a diehard fan, but I'm looking at their bench. I'm looking at the rookies that they picked up this season.
Who's on their bench? Tell me their second five. I want to know their second five before I make a solid judgment on them, because I only know their starting five, really.
Our second five right now consists of...
Go potty. Jabba, go potty. Come on. Come on, Jabba.
I was just looking at this shit.
You might lose me. I gotta take my dog to the bathroom. Come on, Jabba.
We got Derek Jones Jr., Javonte Green.
Come on, Jabba. Go potty.
Kobe White. And Kobe White can go off. That's his name. Ayu Dusanmu, the rookie guard from Illinois. We got Patrick Williams.
Go potty. Go potty. Jabba, go potty. Jabba.
I don't think
Jabba,
Tony Bradley's going to be a major factor.
Jabba,
I think Marko Simonovic could do a little something. He could step up and break out. But Tristan Thompson, he needs to have a good game every game on both sides of the ball.
Is he reliable though?
That's my problem with him. That's what I'm saying. He needs to have a good game every game on both sides of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he doesn't have a good game every game on both sides of the ball, we're not gonna have a chance.
I think Kobe White sounds like you're only really Kobe White and Alex Caruso are your guys coming off the bench. They're probably going to be your threats.
You know what I'm saying? You better watch out for that rookie, Ayo Dosunmu. You better watch out for that rookie. That's all I'm saying. He's been making some noise this year. He may not be in the talks of Rookie of the Year, but he's pulling a Kobe White. Like, Kobe White's rookie season, nobody paid that boy attention like that. But he made a little bit of noise. You know what I mean? And then his second season, now he's starting to make a name for himself. They're talking about him on ESPN. First take. You know what I'm saying?
I think I've heard the name a couple times, but I haven't heard him a lot. But I also don't follow the Bulls like that, so not discrediting it.
But Zach LaVine needs to have a good defensive series. Fuck offensive. We know he's going to have a good offensive series. He needs to have a good defensive series. Our guards need to have a good defensive series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we can't play defense against these boys, we're going to get our ass beat. But if we surprise everybody and play our ass off on defense and stop their offensive threats, then we have a chance of winning the series with ease. That's the crazy part. If we can play good basketball, we could win this series.
Well, I stick with I think you guys have a chance. There's I feel like there's a lot more variables on your team. But I really still believe Milwaukee's going to come back and they're going to definitely, I think it's going to be Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals and Philly.
Healthy net.
Because if Philly, the Heat are going to move on from Atlanta unless Atlanta just fucking goes off, right? And either one of those teams that moves on, okay, have your food, moves on, can't beat Philly as long as Philly has what's his nuts, James Harden, perform at a reasonable level. And then in the East, or with Milwaukee, the Celtics, that one right there, Milwaukee and the Celtics, or Celtics and the Bulls, I feel like those would be really good matchups. I feel like there's going to be a 7-game series, and it's going to be hard to tell.
Because every time the Bulls and the Celtics play each other in the playoffs, it's always a good series. I noticed that. It's always a good series. Remember the last good series between the Boston Celtics and the Bulls, when Boston had KG, fucking Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, all them, and we took them motherfuckers to 7 games and a couple overtime games in that series.
Mm-hmm.
With Derrick Rose and them. Yeah.
When did you come back there, Goomba?
I've been here for a bit.
He's been here. I was about to say he's been here.
Okay.
I'm
So,
just doing this.
what was your take on the bottom half of the? We are all in agreement on Philly basically making the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Philly's the team to beat in the East.
since we know Jersey's favorite is the Bulls, who do you got coming out of Milwaukee and Brooklyn, or Milwaukee and the Celtics?
If we don't stop them, they'll take every sector.
Oh. I don't know. That's a tough one. Milwaukee, Celtics. I'd take Milwaukee over Boston, 6 or 7, because the Celtics don't really have anybody to stop Giannis. But at that same note, Chris Middleton, I don't think is going to be able to slow down or completely stop fucking Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's not good. Jaylen Brown will give Drew Holiday fits enough to contain him, and I think Drew Holiday's defense will be enough to annoy the shit out of Jaylen Brown, so they'll just neutralize each other. They'll basically be like, who can fucking slow Giannis down, and can Chris Middleton stop fucking Jason Tatum?
Hostiles attacking Alpha 1.
And what was the other one? Philadelphia and who?
Philly and Miami.
Oh, Philadelphia.
Right. So
I love Bam, but he's not gonna be able to fucking 7 games. He's not gonna be able to fucking completely stop fucking Embiid. And then Jimmy Butler, he guard James Harden, but I just think Philadelphia has just too much firepower to fucking be stopped by that team, especially since Miami does not have a guy that can take over and give you 35 points a game consistently. In my opinion, Miami's more of a beat you by committee. Like, they may have one guy who's going to have like 25, 30 points in that game, whether it be Bam, Jimmy, Tyler Hero, or even Kyle Lowry, but they're just, I don't know. I don't think Bam's defense isn't good enough to stop Embiid.
get out of my way.
That simple. Like, I love Bam. I think he's a really good big man. He's just not that dude.
I like how my teammates spawn on me and then just start shooting from the exact same location when I'm a sniper. I'm like, bitch, get your own spot, motherfucker.
Like, hey, nah, you got the spot. This is where we want to go.
I played one game of that Rogue Company this morning there, Jersey.
That shit is live, bro. When you got a whole lobby full of 6-on-6, bro, we were going the fuck in. That shit was fun as hell.
They've
I
captured
ain't even
sector
lie, that shit was
Bravo.
fun. Cause when you got everybody that can communicate with each other and move and sync and stay on each other
Stop 'em,
and
they'll take every
call
sector.
out everything, bro,
I
it
don't-
should be fun.
I don't feel like we did that very well last night.
At first, hell no.
I was like,
Hell no. I was trying to tell everybody, like, cause Fang, he's like super high level in the game and shit. You know what I mean? He got all the characters unlocked. He knows a lot of the maps because he plays the game so much. You know what I mean? I watch him stream it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he knows. So I'm like, yo, let's follow Fang because he knows where the spawn points is at on all these fucking maps. Let's follow him. You know what I'm saying? Let's get everything in motion off of him, because if we follow him, boom, everybody cover each other's sixes. You know what I'm saying? If we walk basically back to back type shit, and we're sitting here covering every angle, there's 6 of us. Who can't see when you know what I mean? In that little, you know what I mean? If you got a little circle, shit. Even if you got to walk backwards. And eventually we got it. We was rocking. Like when you got off and Benny drunk ass started playing with us, we actually went off. We won a few matches. We won a lot of matches. I ain't gonna lie. And then Fang was like, y'all ain't got the Ultimate Edition? Y'all ain't got all the characters? And me and Lazy was like, wait, hold on, what? He's like, yeah, the game's free, but if you spend $20, you get the Ultimate Edition and you get everything. Alright, boom. So, I had to update the game. But, I got all that shit now. I'm ready to grow. Talked with this podcast show on my, stream some road company today. So if you want to get on with me.
Yeah, I gotta go do some shit today, but I'll be on later too to play.
Goomba, you need to download that game and rock out with us.
No, I'm good. I don't really like this type of game.
You know what, motherfucker? You gotta get out of your element, okay?
I don't really care for competitive shooters. It's just not my thing. Like, that's the reason why I won't download fucking, what was that, Robin Hood fucking Outlaws and Thieves. I'm like, pass.
That game actually isn't bad.
No, for
It
free.
just takes a lot of coordinates with each other, communication, and strategy. So if you go in with the strategy, you know what I'm saying, and everybody communicates and watch each other's back, it's like any other game. Like it's like us going on a mission in Wildlands, having a party of 4. You know what I mean? Everybody communicating, everybody watching each other's backs, and getting to the mission quick as fuck. It's just like that. It's just you're doing a heist. You're going in and stealing a chest of money.
Again, I don't mind fucking playing games like that. I don't mind shooters. I just not being competitive shooters. Like if I want to play competitive.
Oh, that's not a shooter. That hood game. That's not even. I wouldn't even call that a shooter. Only because
PvP.
not everybody has a gun. Okay, okay, PvP.
It's PvP, PvE type of thing. If I was gonna play shit like that, then I'm gonna go get a fucking Xbox and play fucking Halo. And just dominate the shit out of everybody and go play fucking SWAT and just shoot the fuck out of everybody. The only first-person competitive game I like is Halo. Like when I play Reach.
It's not even first person. That's third person.
Yeah, I know. I've watched Rogue Company. I thought about downloading it, and I'm just like, no, because I'm the type of person where it's just like I'm gonna end up playing against people that are either using scuff controllers or they're much fucking better than me, or they have just higher level and they have all this shit. And it's like it's gonna get me discouraged from playing the fucking game. Fuck this. It's probably pay to win anyways. It's free to play. That's the other issue I have with free to play games that are competitive is because most of them are pay to win. So if you want to spend real fucking money, you're gonna have a lot better shit. So again, like the last time I played a competitive first-person shooter game or even shooter game was Reach on the 360, and there I had fucking professional teams wanting to play with them because I go SWAT and go 30-2 with magnums.
Our troops are moving on Bravo.
I played Griffball. I was playing Griffball. I was going 201, 200 kills, 1 death. I was getting accused of being a fucking cheater because of how fucking good I was. Like, I had multiple people report my fucking account because they're like, he's cheating, he's lag switching, he's doing this. It's like, no, I'm just beating your ass in with a grab hammer because the grab hammer will pull you in unlike the fucking sword, moron. That's why